A lot of topics in UX are hard to understand, let alone explain to others not in our field. We are going to walk through some of these hard to explain topics in UX strategy and how we communicate them to others. Our goal is to give you ideas on how you may communicate these complex, strategy-oriented topics to people you work with who aren't in UX.
Let's start with UX strategy versus execution. A lot of people think of UX as practical skills, such as UI design, prototyping and wireframing, journey mapping, even running user research. However, equally important is the setting of a strategy, and even harder to communicate the need for the time to do so. We like to explain UX strategy as the precursor to any execution work, such as designing and implementing features. We have to build the foundation of the house before we can build the walls and decorate the rooms. UX strategy is defining a vision, setting clear goals, and creating a plan. This is our foundation. Then execution work can take over to finish up the house, creating solutions, tasks, and support.
So let's dig into that a little more with our next one. What's the difference between a UX strategy and a UX vision? We like to explain UX strategy as being the umbrella for where we want to go over a period of time. Now, that umbrella has three components: a vision, which is an articulated statement of a future state, goals, and a plan. The vision component is an articulated statement of your higher level user-centered purpose. I tell non-UXers to think of your vision as the summary of your product or service in its ideal form and the value that it provides.
Now you may be thinking, how should you explain a UX goal versus a UX objective? Once you know where you're going and why in your vision, you need a way to measure progress toward getting there. Goals align user experience improvements with higher level business goals such as revenue, retention, satisfaction, and cost savings. Every goal breaks down into multiple objectives, and objectives describe what to do and the steps to take to reach that goal over time.
So Anna, let's tackle output versus outcome. Teams often fall into the trap on focusing on outputs, features, deliverables, artifacts. Instead, we have to encourage a mindset shift, especially for those non-UXers. Instead of working towards outputs, think things, we want to work towards purposeful outcomes, problems solved, needs addressed, real benefits. When asked why this is beneficial, I compare it to the famous Henry Ford quote. If I'd asked people what they would have wanted, they would have said faster horses. If we commit to things, like outputs, faster horses, then we may miss opportunities for even better solutions, like cars. By committing to getting somewhere faster, we leave ourselves open to ensuring we deliver the best solution for the need.
Next, let's clarify OKRs versus KPIs. OKRs stand for Objectives and Key Results. The objective is a specific, actionable outcome that you can achieve within about 3 months. The key results are a quantitative measure, in other words, a number. And this is exactly how to tell when you've met the objective. OKRs provide focus, they provide strategic direction and motivation. KPIs, or key performance indicators, on the other hand, these include benchmarks and current metrics to compare how steady a business is performing over time, usually the course of several years. Simply put, OKRs help you focus and measure near-term performance, while KPIs track longer-term health over time.
Got it. Okay, so what about a journey versus an interaction? My favorite way to explain this is through a simple example. Take flying on a plane. The entire experience, from booking the ticket online, to arriving at the airport and checking a bag, to flying and arriving at a destination, is all part of my journey flying on a plane. Now, if I start to break apart that journey into specific moments that make it up, like checking in online or dropping off my bag, these are all specific interactions. So, interactions are individual moments that make up our customers' journeys.
As you can tell, how you explain these topics can be just as important and difficult as understanding them yourself. Iterate on how you explain things, see what sticks, and continue to finesse your approach.
Thanks for watching. If you'd like to see more UX videos, check out these over here and consider subscribing to our channel. You can find even more resources on our website, including a free library of over 2,000 UX articles. And if you're ready to dive deeper, we offer both live, hands-on UX training and self-paced courses you can take anytime and at your own pace. Explore our full course library at nngroup.com.